So, ita Phoebus est Apollo, non è? Apollo, Apollonis, latine, Apollo, Apollonis, Apolloni, Apollonem, Apolloni, est Phoebus. Aliter modus dicendi Apollonis. Ita, proprior Phoebo lumina perdet, quia Phoebus est Deus solis. Phoebus est Deus solis. Ita non possumus lunam videre, cum sol adesset. Cum sol adesset, non est luna. Est obscura luna. Cornu lunae, cornu lunae est obscuro. Bene. Tu frondiflue frigore brume stringis lucem breviore mora, tum cum fervida veneri testas agiles nocti dividis horas. Tu dividis frigore brume, stringis lucem, tu dividis lucem, tu frondiflue frigore brume stringis lucem, tu stringis frigore, tu stringis lucem, frigore, breviore mora, frondiflue brume. Frondiflue brume. Et quid significat brume? Credo brume est ut bruma veteres a brevitate dierum cognominantes. Est brevis. Est dies brevis. Ita est iems. Quia dies ieme sunt breviores. Ita legis ne? Bruma significat dies brevis. Ita. Tu stringis frigore, comodo, stringis frigore, cuius rei, frigore frondiflue brume, et quid stringis lucem, comodo stringis lucem, breviore mora. Okay. Ita. Est fere ut imago, cum appellatur, Alessandro Botticelli, et appellatur three graces, credo. Four graces, quod sunt tres. Ita, imago, fortasse possumus dicere et imago est imago huius rei de quo loquitur noster Boethius. Quia possumus videre hic. Mihi saltem videtur, it seems to me, mihi saltem videtur, hoc versiculum est depictum ac imagine Botticelli, nonne? Quia est iems, quest quoque dicitur Boreus est ventus borealis, nonne? Ita ut aurora borealis est aurora quae videtur in partibus septentrionalibus globi. Ita ec est Boreus, et Boreus stringit brumam, stringit diem brevem, et flores fluent ex ore brume, nonne? Ex ore brume. Credo possumus dicere Botticelli accipere anc imaginem ab Boetio. Fortasse mihi videtur saltem. Ita borea est hoc Boreus est ventus iemis, est ventus frigidus, sunt frigores quae nobis veniunt ieme, et breviore mora, tu cum fervida venerit estas agiles nocti divivis horas. Estas est ec, credo, estas vel fortas est. Ec credo est primavera, ec credo est estas quia est pregnans ita fervida estas agiles divides horas significat sunt dies longiores estate. Tua vis varium temperanum, et quas bore spiritus aufert, ut aufert quas spiritus bore revecat mites Zephyrus. Zephyrus est ventus veris. Ventus veris est Zephyrus. Zephyrus flat vere. Zephyrus vere flat. Te legisne? No, I'm not saying that the zephyr truly blows. I'm saying that the zephyr blows in spring. Vere. No? Ita primavera est ver prima. Et ver venit vocabulo verdis, viridis, quoque latine dicitur viridis, italice et hispanice dicitur dicuntur verde. Verde significat green. Okay, green is cognate with grow and grass. So green grass grows are three words that are all related to each other. They all are the same word, right? Green is the color, grass is the thing, grows is the action. So green grass grows. Those three words go together And in Italian, in Latin, you have ver, which is spring, and viridis, which is green. So in Italian, the word, also in Italian, but in Latin, the word refers to the season. In English, the word green refers to the action and the thing, which is grass. Right. Que Arcturus, quod est alius ventus, semina vidit, Sirius altas urat segetes sunt como est in campo sunt segetes, non? Nihil antiqua lege solutum linguit propria stationis opus. Quid significat hoc? Est quisque statio opus habet, opus facit. Quisque statio opus facit. Quidquid tempus opus facit. Each season, quisque statio anni opus sum proprium agit, right? Does its own thing. Okay. In other words, there's a time for everything. Okay. Omnia certo fine gubernans, hominum solus respuis actus. This is a very important phrase here. Respuis actus solos hominum. Right? You only reject to control the acts of human beings. Okay? In other words, the seasons have all of this order and structure and everything to them. But then when you come to man, I don't care. I don't care about man. Right? So who's talking here? Quis loquitur?
Boethius.
Boethius. Boethius loquitur. Merito rector vivere modo. Est dicere, tu rector mundi debes cohibere, debes restringere opus hominum, actus hominum, sed respus, renegas, negas hoc agere. Nam cur tantas lubrica versat fortuna vices. Remit in sontes devitas celeri noxia poena, perversi resident celso, mores solio sanctaque calcant, calcare est sub pedibus immitere. Sub pedibus mitere sub pedibus est calcare. Okay. Anglice dicitur stomp or tread upon. Non ita ille serpens in illo vexillo americano, where dicitur don't tread on me. Latine est noli calcare. Noli me calcare. Noli me calcare. Don't tread on me. Okay. Maybe you should put that on a flag. There you go. Yeah. Noli me calcare. Sed calcant sancta solio. Calcant sancta. Et calcant mores. Et injusta cola nocentes. latet obscuris, cognita virtus, clara tenebris justusque tulit crimen iniqui. Nil per iuria, nil nocet ipsis fraus mendaci compta colore. Compta colore. Nihil per iuria, nihil nocet. Sì, qui ha nihil per iuria, nihil nocet, significat ili improbi, ili mali, ili sceleri, numquam patuntur. Numquam patiuntur. Numquam patiuntur. Semper felices sunt. Semper felices sunt. Quia si mutetur ventus, quoque mutent. Okay? If the wind changes, then they change too. Itaque semper felices sunt. Et hoc est quid dicit Boethius. Okay? O iam miseras respice terras, respice, o philosophia, respice, o nutrix mea, respice, as miseras terras ubi fraudes, et sceleri, et improbi semper, semper felices, semper gaudiunt, semper leti sunt, et ili justi, quid? Ili qui justi sunt, semper persecutati, semper calcantur, ne? Sub pedibus improborum, justi incalcantur, ne? Do you understand? Sub pedibus improborum,
yeah.
justi calcantur. Yeah. Quis rerum poedera nectis, opris tanti pars, non viris homines quatimur fortunae salo, rapidos rector comprime fluctus, et quod caelum regis immensum firma stabiles federe terras, et invocat rector terre ut terram ipsam stabilem facit. Sed quid commodo respondet philosophia. Commodo respondet.
Around the break room.
Okay. Ec ubi continuato dolore delatravi. Delatrare? Latrare est id quod facit canis. Canis latrat. Canis latrat. Non dicot ruff. Dicit canis dicit bau latine. Latini canes audiebant dicere bau. Ita. Sed id quod agunt canes est latrare. Canes latrant. Ita delatrare est clamare, sed sine ratione. Clamare sine intellectu, clamare amens, vel amente, non è? fuori, no, come dici, questo è italiano, to shout, to scream irrationally. All right, and this word is extremely important because it shows that what Boethius just said was stupid, right? Id quod nuper dixit Boetius in carmine eius erat stultum. Right? Delatrare est amente clamare, clamare amente, to insanely scream. Okay. Illa vultu, illa, philosophia, vultu placido, non est philosophia nunquam est perturbata. Okay. Boetius latrat ut canis, esne perturbata philosophia, perturbatne philosophia, minime. Non est perturbata. Non est perturbata. Quia vultum placidum avet. Nihilque meis questibus mota. Questis est ut queremoniae complaints. Okay. Meis questibus non est mota. Non est mota, non movetur philosophia. Philosophia non movetur, quid significat? Philosophia est stabilis. Boetius querit terram stabilem. Sed terra non est stabilis. Stabile non erit ille gradu. Luminisne? This is a super important part. That's why I was explaining English really quick. In the world, right? Everybody wants to be the guy who knows what's going on. Think about it right now in the Democratic Party, okay? Or even in the Republican Party, okay? Everybody wants to pretend they know. And if somebody knows something that other people don't know, then they are special. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? Everybody wants to be in the know. Because if you're in the know, then you're the one who knows what's stable and what's just passing. You're the one who knows what the future will bring, right? The Romans would call you, actually, if you're that guy, they would call you the auctor. Auctor. You're the one who knows how to make things grow, increase, right? Like a farmer who knows how to make his fields produce something, right? Okay. In other words, you're in control. Okay. So when Boethius and all of his complaints, he's always talking about the world isn't stable, and I thought I had my stuff together, but it all fell apart in the end. And this is his constant complaint over and over and over and over again. And look how philosophy responds, right? She's just impassible. Like, no. You want stability? Philosophy. And this is why it's the consolation philosophy. This is the consolation. You want stability? Philosophy. Right? And so this is a characteristic of philosophy. Stability. There is a stability. You're the one who knows. Why are you the one who knows? Because you know the causes. So what should we think then of a philosophy in which nothing is stable? If philosophy is not stable, what does that say?
And it's not philosophy.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not philosophy. So, like Immanuel Kant and all these people who, philosophy is just a consensus. And that's actually what they say, right? They're trying to make the consensus, right? Even at the university I go to, right? Everyone who wants to be some high and mighty philosopher, all they're looking for is a consensus, to create a consensus, right? And I cannot tell you how many people that I know, even at the university, but even before, who they go and they try to make a consensus with some kind of brainiac sort of um, perspective on something, and yeah, no, maybe they'll have a following for a little while, but then towards the end of their life, everybody goes to somebody else, and they're left alone, right? And so that philosophy, that way of doing philosophy, is unstable, essentially unstable. Whereas true philosophy, the philosopher disappears inside of wisdom, which just like, a good marriage, right? The husband and the wife, they kind of meld together into one thing, right? In a good family, right? The members of the family, they are united together, right, into one thing, and the individuals kind of disappear. They disappear. I mean, they're there because you have to have individuals to have a family, right? But they have to disappear in order for the family to be a good family, right? If the Miller family was the Patrick Miller show, right? And everybody had to serve Patrick Miller, okay, then, that wouldn't really be the way it's supposed to go, right? it's the same thing with philosophy. If you're not disappearing, then you're not doing philosophy, right? If you're not depending on the stability of philosophy, then you're not doing philosophy. You're not philosophizing, right? In our modern world, when people say, "Oh, I'm a philosopher," usually the reaction they get is, "Wow, that's stupid," or "Wow, you have your head in the clouds," or "Wow, that's a pretty useless endeavor. Why don't you learn welding or something?" Right? But the truth is that if philosophy is the only thing that is stable in this world, welding is not, right? Then it is actually something that we should pursue. All right. Sorry for that excursus, but I want to make sure you get something also kind of philosophical from the constellation of philosophy, and not in Latin, maybe, so that you can understand everything that I'm saying. If you want me to say it in Latin, I will say it in Latin too. But otherwise, we'll just go on. Okay. Sed quam id longinquo messet exilium, nisi tua prodidis et oratio, nesciebam. Sed tu, quam procula patria, non quidem pulsus es, sed aberrasti. Non es pulsus a patria tua, sed tu ipse aberrasti a patria tua. Et ubi est patria, eius est philosophia. Philosophia est patria eius. Et terroribus mundi, et nescio scelere hominum, et nescio mutatione rerum rei publice. Omnia ec fit, sed philosophia, quest patria tua, non mutatur. Philosophia patria tua est stabilis. Potentia imperium omnia ec quae mundus prefert ei non prodest tantum philosophia prodest nobis. This reminds me of something St. Augustine says, and you were in that class. So you remember when he says that demons go after signs and symbols as animals go after food. Right?
Yeah.
And there's something about this also for human beings, right? We can seek things that are intellectually good, right? But we also have to seek things that are physically good. We can't do one or the other. We have to do both, right? But the great masters of the spiritual life, right, by the grace of God, achieved very high levels of sanctity, right? And so they were seeking these spiritual truths, right? And denying the physical needs. So they saw the spiritual truths as spiritual needs. In other words, they gave precedence to the spiritual needs over the physical needs. I think this is actually something in life that we should do. And if we don't do that, then we're going to end up being kind of, empty inside and wondering, what is the meaning of my life? Which is the wrong way to ask the question. It shouldn't be a question. Anyway. Axi te pulsum existimare mavis. Mavis est magis vis. Si tu vis cogitare te expulsum esse. Si tu preferes cogitare te pulsum esse a patria quae est philosophia. Nunquam quicquam fas fuiset. No, te potius ipse pepulisti. Tu pepulisti te ipsum. Tu pepulisti te ipsum. You pushed yourself out. Okay? Nam, id quidem de te nunquam quicquam fas fuiset. Sinum quius oriundo sis patria reminiscare non uti attenentium quondam multitudinis imperio regitur, sed eis coiranos estin, eis basileus. Eis est unus est rector, unus rex. Qui frequentia civium non depussione latetur, cuius agi frenis atque obtemperare justitiae summa libertas est, ad ignoras illam tuae citatis antiquissimam legem, quas sanctum est, eius exulare, non esse quis in ea sed infundare malverit. Hoc est quoque aliquid dicendi, quia civitas philosophiae Philosophia est civitas. Philosophia est patria. Est civitas stabilis. Est patria stabilis. Non potes te non potes esse repulsum a patria tua, quest philosophia. Tu potes te ipsum expulsare, sed non potes esse expulsum. Okay? Et ita ut Sanctus Augustinus dicit de civitate Dei, quoque civitate philosophiae est
It's 18 hours.
est urbs antiquissima. Est urbs antiquissima. Est civitas antiquissima. Est civitas antiquissima. Et quoque ius quod in ac civitate, quest philosophia, est sanctum. Non est quisquis in eas sedem fundare maluerit? Omnes volunt. Omnes malunt. In ac civitate habitare. In ac civitate versari. Sed, quale causa mavimus nos ipsos pulsare, pellere, ex ac civitate. In English, why do we want to push ourselves out of the citizenship of philosophy? Why do we want to push ourselves out of this ancient city, which even the pagans were able, to some degree, to live in? And St. Augustine also says this, right? Nam qui valo eius ac munimine continetur nullus metus est, ne exul esse meriatur. Ad quisquis iam inhabitare vele desierit, pariter desinit etiam mereri. Si tu nollis habitare in philosophia, merito expulsus est. Merito expulsus est. Itaque, non tam me logius, tua facies movet, nec bibliothecae potius comptos ebore ac vitro parietes, quam tue mentis sedem requiro, in qua non libros, sed quod libris pretium facit, librorum quondam eorum sententias collocat. The other day I went to a flea market just northeast of here, and I found, I'll show you this, very interesting. You have it somewhere here underneath all my son's soldiers, which he leaves on my table. No, it's not there. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. And I know you're on a little iPhone, but I'll show it to you anyway. You see that? You recognize who that is?
It's hard to see it.
It's Blessed Karl von Habsburg. This is a medal from World War I. that was given to an Austrian soldier, and it tells you the reason why on the back. For bravery, fortitudini, right? So I had a priest bless it the other day, but it is a medal from the First World War with the head of the image of Karl, Emperor Karl, and I bought it for $5. Okay, $5. All right, but what I really wanted to show you is this. See this book? Okay, it's about the size of my hand. Okay, this is a collection of Cicero's works. Right, look how tiny this is. Okay, and it was printed in 1789.
Wow.
Or 1788. Sorry, 1788. This says it. Okay, and I bought it for 20 euros. Okay, now esne filosofia, inesne filosofia, hoc in libro. Esne filosofia in hoc libro. Sic possumus dicere, philosophiam ad est, aut philosophiam in esse. Possum dicere, philosophiam in esse in hoc libro. Sed, hic liber non est philosophia. Philosophia in est, sed non est. Pretium huius libri venit a philosophia, quae nos in hoc libro invenire possumus. Sed liber ipse non est philosophia. Okay. Anglice. Is philosophy in this book? Yes, philosophy is in this book, right? It's not just philosophy, there's other things too, but there's philosophy in this book. But is this book philosophy? No, this book is not philosophy. We can find philosophy in this book, right? But once we've found philosophy, then we don't need the book. Or the book is no longer necessary, right? Kind of like, let's just say, you love your parents, right? If in 20 years, you're a missionary in Bazi Bara Rama, right? And you live on top of a mountain and there's no electricity and there's no way you can contact them, right? Do you still love your parents? Yes.
Yeah.
Right? So there's something in your parents that you love without them being present, right? In a similar way, philosophy is in the book, and there is something that you love, which is philosophy, which is not just in the book. Okay? The book is not necessary for you to love philosophy, right? Might have been necessary for you to begin loving philosophy, just as having your parents actually in front of you is necessary to be pious to them and to be obedient to them and to all these things, right? But the physical thing, the love of them is not dependent on their physical bodies, just as the existence of philosophy is not dependent on the existence of the presence of the book. Okay. Anyway, I thought you'd think that was interesting. Another reason to come to Italy and buy really awesome books really cheap. So, all right. Okay, ubi erumus. Et tu quidem, ne tuis in commune bonum meritis vera quidem, sed pro multitudine gestorum tibi pauca dixisti. De objectorum tibi vel honestate vel falsitate cunctis notem memorasti. De sceleribus fradibusque delatorum recte tu quidem strictim attingendum putasti. Podea melius uberius quae recognoscentis omnia vulgi ore celebrentur. Increpuisti etiam vehementer in justi factum senatus. De nostra etiam criminatione voluisti. Lese quoque opinionis damna flevisti. Postremus adversum fortunam dolor incanduit conquestusque est querere queremonias facere, to complain. Non equa meritis premia pensari. In extremo muse sevitatis uti quae celum terras quoque pax regeret. Vota posuisti. Sed quoniam plurimus tibi affectum tumultus incubuit, diversumque te dolor, ira, miror distrahunt. Utit nunc mentis es, nondum te validiora remedia contingunt. Ita. Dolor, ira, miror te distrahunt. Est fortasse possumus audire verba sancti Pauli apostoli cum dixit quid nos potest separare a Christo, non è? Persecutione, naufragio, omnia dolores, non è? Non possunt nos separare a Christo, non è? Ita, dolor potest distracere nos. Meror est ut anglice dicitur grief, non è? Et usus est musa sevitatis. He uses the what do you call it? The muse of how does he translate it here? Yeah. And look at the Latin. He says, in extremo muse sevitatis uti quae celum terras quoque pax regeret vota posuisi. Tu posuisti volta muse sevitatis. Ita. You were how did you say? Inflamed with the muse of severity. Right? That's what philosophy says about his last song. Itoe lenioribus palis perutemo. Ut quae tumorem perturbationes influentibus induruerunt ad acrioris vim medicamis recipiendum tactu blandiore molestant. Ita. Philosophia est ut nutrix, qui quoque potes esse medicum, medicus quae nos potes tangere et sanare tactu eius. Et quoque servat philosophiae medicamina medicamina are medicines. Benny. Okay, so next time let's go over 6, and I'll do the same thing. I'll just read through it, and we'll talk about it. Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about 6. So read the poem. If you can read the poem next time, that will be great. And it looks like is the last one. No, 7 is the last one. And then we'll go on to book 2. All right.
Okay.
Very good, Patrick. We'll see you next week.
Yep.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.